prior, I was operating from a place of unworthiness. And so that was running my relationships. It was running everything I did in life. And so how can I be of service if I feel unworthy to be? If I feel like I don't have, if I don't have a beautiful thing to say, how can I teach? Right? Like there's all of these stories of unworthiness. The thing with pleasure and why it is like can be so interchangeable with love is that when we are willing to bathe our nervous system in pleasure, it flips unworthiness on its head because we are loving ourselves in allowing ourselves to feel the pleasure, right? And so that's how it's changed my life in a way that I operate differently in the world is because I'm coming from a place of radical self-love. And what's
And worthiness.
yes, yeah.
And so thank you so much for bringing that up, because I think this is a huge point and a huge link back to manifesting, right? Because I'm really going into pleasure and seeing it as this manifestation tool. That Ziva Magic is
Totally.
really an advanced manifestation course. This is all about embodied manifestation. And the number one issue that I hear folks have is that they're like, Emily, I don't know what I want. And I think that I don't know what I want is bullshit. I think that people do know what they want, but I think people are afraid that they don't deserve it. I think they're not willing to really admit the thing that they do want because they're afraid that they don't deserve it. And so, to your point, if you love yourself more and if your capacity for pleasure is higher, you're going to start to believe that you deserve your desires. Your worthiness is going to increase because you know how to prioritize yourself on a daily basis. And actually, if you have the capacity to receive physical pleasure, then that same muscle is going to give you the capacity to receive your dream when it shows up. That dream person, that dream number in the bank account, that dream job, you have to also believe that you are worthy for it or you will self-sabotage. So
Right.
this is like building that muscle. So I'm so
Yeah.
glad that pleasure has allowed you to feel more worthy.
Yeah. Well, there's a second part to that answer, but
Okay.
to pull on that thread, um, when you don't know what you want, for me, pleasure. So, like when I'm prior to pleasure, I may be hearing all these different voices, like, and it's just when I'm in my pleasure, I hear from my highest truth. Like all those voices disappear. And it was actually in your, I don't know if we'll call it the retreat,
I think like
that
the shooting of Ziva Magic, like
the
the
shooting of Ziva Magic,
uh-huh.
it was in the pleasure prayer, is what
Mhm.
you called it.
Yep. Mhm.
So I had this desire earlier in the year that I spoke to a coach about how, obviously, in my relationship, I want triple gold, soulmate level, sacred union, like emotional attunement, all of the things. I want it all. What I desired differently in this next partnership that I hadn't had previously was also like a feeling of a provider and a protector. Because I'm a single mom of an 9-year-old who I've been doing it alone with no help from their father, providing Montessori, all the things. And I wanted that to also be a part of my next partnership. When I spoke that to a coach, she said, it sounds like you're looking for a savior. And I felt so much shame in that moment. And so I kind of pushed away that desire, and it was in pleasure prayer that my pleasure, my higher self said, fuck that. I am a queen knowing what I desire, and I'm desiring my king to come alongside me
Yes.
and co-create this vision with me, and that is
Yeah.
a part of what my desire is as the feminine. And so it was in pleasure prayer while feeling pleasure that I was able to really know what I wanted. And the thing is the pleasure, it's not that I was pushing away the shame that I felt before, but the pleasure was able to dialogue with it. And then I was able to be more clear about what I actually wanted and why. And then that's when you can actually own it, like you're saying, and that's when you can actually magnify it.